the final stage in the Simple Steps programme. So congratulations and well done on getting this far. You should feel really proud of yourself. In this stage, we're going to take you a little bit further into some of those strengthening exercises, and you'll be feeling more confident with exercising. So we're going to build on that core strength and that mobility as you're starting to feel a little bit more active. With me today is Rachel again, the Fittleworth ambassador. Hi Rachel.
Hi, Ben.
And Rachel will be taking you through our final 6 exercises of our Simple Steps programme. So as usual with all the other stages, only do what feels comfortable, work within your own limitations, and any of the exercises that feel too advanced, you can come back to them at a later stage. So our first exercise is a bit of breathing control with a huff. So as with the previous breathing exercises, you can do this in any comfortable position. So I'm going to stay in seated today while I speak to you. Rachel, you can pick any comfortable position for you. You can have a sit down or a lie down, whichever you prefer. And as with our other breathing exercises, just to get ready for your breathing, we want to lengthen out that spine and relax the shoulders down away from the ear, so we've got plenty of space for the lungs to expand. And again, just taking our inhale through the nose, we're going to take our breath right down to the belly, right down to the diaphragm, as we did in your previous exercises. And this time, we're just going to work with a medium-sized breath. So a medium breath in through the nose, right the way down to the belly. And today, as we breathe out, we're going to open the mouth and we're going to huff out as if you're trying to steam up a mirror with your breath. Sometimes it can help to hold your hand in front of your face, so you use it to use your huff out as if you're steaming up your mirror. So when you're ready, let's take a medium breath in through the nose and exhale, huff out. Again, inhale and exhale, huff. Good. Keep working at your own pace here. As you huff out, you should hear a whooshing sound. Good. And if it helps you, you can add in a count here. We would recommend a count of 4 as you breathe in, and 6 as you huff out. So try and fully empty your lungs right the way till all the air comes out to your count of 6. And then when you're ready, inhale for 4 again. Good. Great, let's take one last one here. Perfect. Does that feel all right, Rachel?
Yeah, that did.
Good. It's a good one for getting your stress out, that one. And it helps to mobilise any secretions, any fluid that might still be left in the lungs. So then we're going to move on. We're going to build on that hip twist we did in the previous stage, and we're going to make it a little bit harder. So when you're ready, if you come into lying for this one if you can, and we're going to come and lie back into our rest position. Good. So same with all the other steps, we're back into our rest position. And what we're going to start with is coming up into our scissors level 1, which we did in the previous stage, and we're going to combine it with a hip twist, which we also did in the previous stage. So when you're ready, let's come into neutral with the pelvis. Your spine and your body's in its rest position. We'll take a deep breath in. Engage that core, and as you exhale, let's float the right leg back up into scissors level 1 or into what we call tabletop. So we're now 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knee, toes pointed away from you so you can't see your foot. And then we're going to hip twist in this position. So breath in again, and as you breathe out, we're going to control that bent up leg out to the side, just as far as you can comfortably control, and we'll inhale to return. going. Exhale to come out. Inhale to return. You want to keep your foot in line with your knee as you go, so you can't see that foot the whole time. Try and keep your left leg completely still, so we've still got a drink balanced on that side. And try to prevent the pelvis from rolling over with you. Good, let's take one more here. As you inhale, return and return that foot down to the floor. Good, have a little breather, make sure we're still in that rest position, we're still in neutral, and let's take it to the other side. So inhale to prepare, let's exhale, float that leg up. Inhale to hold, and let's exhale, take a hip twist here. So control out to the side, inhale to return it back to center. Try and keep that gentle core engagement. Maintain the neutral pelvis. Good, and keep the pelvis still. So it's quite a challenging exercise. Only take that knee as far away as you can comfortably control. So again, it might only be just a couple of centimeters or a couple of inches out to the side before you return it. Just take it within your own limitations. Right. Let's take one more here. Back in, and inhale, return it back down again. Lovely, well done, good control. We're going to move on, we're going to come on to our next exercise, which is a one leg stretch with our arms overhead. So you want to just make sure when you're on your mat or in your bed, you've got enough space to stretch out the legs and to stretch the arms overhead without bumping into any furniture. Good, so this again, we're combining two of the previous exercises that you've done in the other stages. So let's pop you back into your rest position with your core engaged and your breath right down to the belly. And then we're going to begin this exercise with your fingertips facing up to the sky. Good, so extend the elbows, relax the shoulders down away from the ears, and you want those arms just shoulder width apart. Good, let's take our core engagement, and as you exhale, we're going to do a one leg stretch. So we're going to slide one leg down the mat while simultaneously taking both arms overhead. Good. Inhale to return back to your start point with those fingertips to the sky. And then we're going to exhale to the other side. So this time we're just taking the arms straight back overhead, Rachel. And then straight back to center without the circle.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You can circle, it just makes it a little bit more complicated. Good. Exhale, lengthen the arms, lengthen one leg. And inhale to return. Good. So on this one, we're going to do one leg and then straight across to the other leg. So exhale, lengthen. And inhale, return. So you have to work really hard in this one to keep the neutral pelvis, but also to watch that that rib cage doesn't spring open. So it's quite easy to arch the lower back and to spring that rib cage up. We're going to keep the base of the rib cage melted down into the floor and keep that pelvis in its neutral position. Good, and we're just using the abdominals to keep it there. Good, so we're creating a lovely bit of length right throughout the front of the body. Super. Well, let's do another one each side. And don't worry too much. If controlling the rib cage means that you can't get the arms right down to the floor, that's absolutely fine. Just pause at the point where you begin to lose that control and come back in again. Good. we'll relax the arms down. And then we'll move on to our next exercise. So when you're ready, we're going to work on those glute muscles again, those bum muscles that we did in the previous stage. So we're going to come back into lying on our side again. And this is a progression from the lifts and lowers that you did in the previous stage. So let's come right down into lying on your side again. You can either put your cushion between your shoulder and your ear, or you can just use your forearm to give you a cushion. Make sure that head is nice and relaxed. This time we want the bottom leg bent and the top one straight. Good. And then same as the previous exercise, we want those hips stacked. So just make sure the widest part of your hip, the widest part of your pelvis is come directly on top of the one underneath, that we've not rolled backwards. Good. And again, we're going to give that tailbone a little gentle tuck under to bring us into neutral. Lengthen through the side, so that again, we're not crushing our imaginary grape, which lives between our side and the floor here. Good. Take a big breath into the belly. Let's engage that core. And as you exhale, we're just going to simply lift the whole straight leg up to hip height, and then inhale back down again. Good. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, lower down. Keeping that pelvis perfectly still and trying not to crush your little imaginary grape. Good. Quite a bit harder than the previous stage, isn't it, Rachel?
Yeah, I'm trying not to crush my grape.
It makes it feel, that leg feel really, really heavy. So it's too difficult. Just go back to the previous stage, to your leg lifts and lowers, until you feel ready for this stage. Good. 2 more here. Feeling those bum muscles work. Good. Let's relax it down, give it a little rest. And when you feel ready, you can take it across to the other side. So either roll around and face away from me. Rachel and I are going to switch our head positions on the mat so that we can still stay facing forward. Good. And then we'll do exactly the same on this side. So top leg is straight again, bottom one is bent up, so you're nice and stable. Pelvis is stacked, the tailbone's under, we're lengthening and we're not crushing our grape. Engage that core, and then let's exhale, lift the leg to hip height, and inhale, return. Exhale up, inhale down, keeping the pelvis still, and again, just lifting to what's a comfortable level for you. No higher than hip height. Great, that looks good. Good control with pelvis. Well, let's take our final 2 here. Good, and bring it forwards and give it a little rest. Good. We're going to move on. We're going to stretch that muscle now that we've worked it. So you can do this in either sitting or lying. We're going to demonstrate it in lying first. So if you come around onto your back and face up, with your knees bent, back into your rest position. Right, and we're going to start by taking that left ankle and placing it across the right thigh, just below the knee. Good. And then you can use your hand to gently push that left knee out to the side. So that might feel like enough of a stretch for you there. If that feels enough, we're looking for that stretch in the bottom muscles, which we just worked in that back pocket area. If that's enough, you're going to leave it there. If you want to deepen the stretch, then you can begin to either come up onto your tiptoes with that right foot, or you can hug behind that right thigh and pull the whole thing up towards you. Okay, so you're taking it to whatever is a stretch for you, and you're just holding it there, relaxing the shoulders and making sure you're still breathing in and out to encourage those muscles to relax and to lengthen. Good, and ideally you would hold this stretch for 30 seconds as a minimum. Good, so let's relax that side down. Rachel, if you want to demonstrate the other side in lying, I'll demonstrate how we would do this one in sitting. Okay, so if lying's not possible for you, take yourself a dining room chair. And if you can come into sitting. You can cross that left ankle over the right thigh. And again, if you want more of a stretch, you can just gently encourage that left knee down with your hand. And making sure whatever position you're in, you're still breathing, you're relaxing the shoulders. And you're encouraging the muscles to lengthen and let go with your breath. Good. Feeling that stretch, Rachel?
I certainly am.
Good. Let's relax that side back down. And we'll move on to our sixth and our final exercise. So our sixth one is going to be a sit to stand. So we're going to need a chair for this one. So onto a dining room chair. And you're going to start in sitting. Okay, so we're going to do multiple things in this exercise. We're strengthening the core, we're strengthening the glutes and the legs. So a really good thing to practice. And effectively what we're doing here is squatting, where the chair helps us squat in a much more effective way. So come into a comfortable seated position on a dining room chair if you can. Let's take those feet hip width apart and have the feet underneath the knees. Lengthen that spine. We're going to find our pelvic neutral. Relax the shoulders down and either have your hands onto your hips or have your hands onto the chair if you need a little bit of help pushing yourself out of the chair. Let's engage that core. And as you exhale, squeeze your core, squeeze your glutes. We're going to push through the feet and come up all the way up into standing. Good. Breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, we're going to sit the bum all the way back down onto the seat again with control. Good. Again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, come into standing. Inhale to hold. And exhale to sit back down again. Good. Keep it going. As I say, you can use your hands on the chair to help push you out if you need to. And just watch those knees. So as you come up and down, we want to make sure the knees stay over the second and third toe. Try not to let them roll in together. And equally try not to let them come out to the side. We're keeping that lovely alignment from foot to knee to hip. Controlling it up, squeezing the bum, and then controlling it back down without thudding back onto your chair. Harder than it looks, Rachel, isn't it?
It is. Very controlled.
Okay, we'll take our final two. Just remembering to keep those knees apart, hip width apart the whole time. Good, and one more. And have a seat back down. Well done. That concludes the final exercise in our fourth stage, our fourth and final stage of the Simple Steps programme. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and thanks, Rachel, for coming and helping us today.
Thanks, Bex. That was great.
Good. Great. Well done, everyone. Thank you, and goodbye.